checking.
Yeah.
So you see the kind of person. And these things, they don't want us to say, they will not want you and I, that were the thing, and they don't want you here. So they are not preaching any genuine campaign message in Limba. They're not telling you.
But that's the thing.
They are not preaching any genuine campaign message. They are not telling you anything that they've done that you should vote for them for. They are riding on the legacy of Senator Johnson, and what Senator Johnson did for which Nimbayans decided to support him. You've done nothing around that.
But you know, they coming into power was all
Because of him. Mm-hmm.
So if they cannot use him to get the thing about it, they are greedy. And the greed that they have is really using them. You cannot be a person and be that greedy. It's not right. You already sitting, taking huge amount of money and doing nothing for the people of Nimba County. But that country has money now to go for another by-election. So why should that be the case when we can just maintain you as representative and choose another person
to go and fill in that vacancy?
Seriously, so why should we even be doing that?
To avoid wasteful spending. We are going to talk about around 300,000 or 400 or half a million to conduct a by-election in District 5. If God forbid this Koga is elected. So what are these guys telling us? Are we just electing leaders in this country for their own good?
Yeah.
So these guys feel like bread elephant meat. That's why you see Koga talk lawmakers from here, supported by the regime and Jeremiah Kuhn, Prince Boyi, and the other people. They took lawmakers from here. They carried them at I don't know how they call that other private place there. On the highway, they carry people there, lawmakers there. They left their homes being supported by the regime using our country money. They took these people and carried them to confiscate them somewhere while they endorse them. They say they induce them with cash to make a decision, illegal decision. To gangster-rise our constitution. These are the people. These are the men. Are the kind of men you're talking about? Are him right there?
So that's it.
That's it.
We can just be doing the same old thing over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing the same old thing over and over. Then we acting like we are going to make Liberia better. This cannot make Liberia better. The only thing it will continue to do is drag us down the mud more and more, because we cannot be spending money like that, just wasting our money for no good reason. If Koga indeed loved the people of Nimba and loved Liberia, he would have never considered running as senator. Mm-hmm. But because of their own greed, mm-hmm. because they want to benefit more, right now he thinks that the representative money is not enough. You there talking, okay, because you cannot and you can only replace a lion with a lion. So who's the lion? Koga is not a lion. He is not.
If you see the deception that guy is playing, Koga that I know, as arrogant as Koga is, Koga lying down on the ground.
You can see
it. Koga right there.
You can see it.
That deception. You know, the thing is, some of you, I know. Oh God.
You cannot be like that. So now, okay, when you're having to assume or win this whole senatorial election, will he go back and
Koga, since he got elected as a lawmaker for the 13 plus years that Koga have served, Koga have never won the lie down on the ground. I don't even know whether he has eaten with people today that he's lying down before. I challenge Koga, I challenge his supporter to say it. I don't even know whether he has been able to eat with these people. But today, that Koga there with him lying down on the ground. Yeah. To prove to you that he's deceptive. Koga that I know. Koga that is as arrogant as you, as a warlord. Koga is as arrogant as a general on the war front. Koga lying down before people and yeah, God. This life, it is terrible. It is terrible. The regime have limited our country to looting state covers and using the money for personal gains, personal interest. The only thing there is we now want any radical voice in the house, any dissenting voice in the house against our quest to exploit the people of Nimba through the AML deal. So they want to, they just want an opportunity where Nyantwine is a senator from the Unity Party. The vice president is, of course, from the Unity Party,
Yeah.
and they want another person supported by the regime. So when they reach to that point in the Senate, because the Senate party they not many now, so that 30%. Once you get more people there,
Yeah.
you are able to. But at the House of Representatives,
Yeah.
you know that number. So even if you get 10% there, they still not show for you. So they want to have control of the Senate, the vice president there, Nyantwine there, and if God forbid a regime candidate is placed there, then the entire interest of our country will just live between three persons. They will decide what AML can give us as a country and as a county. They will decide when AML make available her social responsibility or development or fund to the country. They decide how to use it. That is the reason. There are no other reason you see the people pushing around. There is absolutely no other reason. Trust me. If not for personal interest, there is no other reason. Even Koga and Kun, they've not been too close. Koga and Kun have not been too close. Koga and the late senator were never close. Koga on several occasions, when people call, when leaders of the county, others called for a reconciliatory meeting between Koga and the deceased senator, that guy said he was never going to reconcile with Senator Johnson. He was never. It is only out of Senator Johnson, the late Senator Johnson, spiritual quest, because as a man of God, he believed in reconciliation. That you saw, even the guy picture that they passing around with, proving that they made people were friendly. They were never friendly. If God is to give Senator Johnson just a minute to endorse a candidate, trust me, Koga will never be close. If you tell Senator Johnson amongst the 7 candidates, if God gives Senator Johnson the opportunity today, and you tell him, say, decide amongst the 7 candidates, choose your top 6, Koga will never be part of them. But the place the papi here now, he can't speak. That's why Abraham told Lazarus, he said, between where you are to where I am, there is a great ditch. Nothing can move from over there to come here. Nothing can move from here to go over there. Like, just what happened? Now you see Koga them bluffing and passing oil around here today. The vice president too has a man who pushed the senator to his death, pushed the papi with pressure. The papi and that man had a lengthy conversation, a very long conversation, to ensure, to clarify to the people why he left the MDR and decided to join the Unity Party, making it clear that he's a Unity Party man. He had never been an MDR member. When that call was made, due to the tension from that conversation, that was something that led Senator Johnson to where he is today. Peace be unto his ashes. But today, when I tell you that thing, so Kun is looking for a man who will get nothing to say against him too, because Koga was very disrespectful to the papi. Koga was very disrespectful to the papi. So And he Kuntu did something bad to the Papa. So the two of them, when they read it, they would not get nothing to say. So that he read it, that the thing that happening now. So Kun is supporting Koga to her because to her what he did to the late senator, and because he know that tomorrow when his quest to contest for representative, let's say for senatorial position, let's say the presidential position, when he made known that quest now, then he will get the vote of all the support. He want to bring Nimba under his control. You want to bring Nimba under his control and have 100% authority over the people of Nimba. So that's why you see that they passing, like the way you see them passing around, spending our country money loosely. So promise we can take calls because we have to at 9 o'clock pick Councillor Gonglo. So 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call us on right here and be a part of the program. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. The numbers plus 231 86 500 104. Let's begin picking calls right here.
Good morning.
Good morning to Freedom FM. Good morning to Abu Sharif.
Abu is not here. Abu is not here. It's Hagar and Promise.
Okay. Good morning, studio, and good morning to my peace-loving people in global Nigeria. By the way, the introduction and the council is Kamal. I do join this conversation this morning from two residents to be pursued transformer community within district number 10, relatively old. Thank you very much for the topic of the discussion. I want to speak on the issue of Samuel Koga. Samuel Koga wants to decision in Nimba County. A decisional politics is playing a proper politics. And it's not necessarily in our modern society. They're different. No circumstances here. As school, Manduara was distinct to us. Manduara is fundamentally part and parcel of this country, historically. So if you're talking messages, you know how to preach your message. But don't be division in our country. Don't bring double business in our country or in our modern politics. It's not necessary. That money they are taking to sponsor Samuel Koga, I think that money could be used for our health sector, our educational sector, our teachers, MCSS. Teachers are not taking pay, still are protesting. They're supposed to use that money to pay those faculty staff, and then they are spending the money behind Samuel Koga, and you have preaching a record message.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, my daughter and my son is still there.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for, by the way, and by any community leadership. Leadership is from God. What I'm trying to say, good morning. What I'm trying to say is that Liberian people, they got to watch their set. The behavior of the vice president is too power drunk. Look at Waka State president. They never go 2 years. They come until all around the industry in America. Waka should be careful with Kung. Because I never see a vice president like that, my baby. I never see it before. You people just get a mandate for 6 years. And you never even go 2 years. And then you go all around, people indulging you. The Waka was a fine leader. You got a way to say, oh, this man want to overthrow me. My sister, Liberian people should be wise for Kung. If Kung become president, nobody will live in the country. You will kill everybody for that power Trump business. Thank you.
Thank you for your participation. Another caller 0776 104 104 086 500 104. The WhatsApp line is open and activated. Star 077 086 500 104. Let's talk to your next caller. Morning.
I do my brother in studio.
Morning, Chief. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my big concern is that my brother silent 140 Lebron. Very silent 140 Lebron. I don't say 1 on 5 1 before we know that 140 Lebron. The type of leadership we find ourselves. we in this country, the behavior of the leadership in the world just look like it's a silent war fighting in the country here. It's just a silent war fighting in this country. You understand? In Maduro, Musa Place bring it out development in Nima Canada. The cool man, what kind of development are carried on here? You can't Nima Canada here, village, what kind of development are carried there? You see, we told people that during the time of for you we're not going to my getting water, we're not going to my. This man was bad president under every regime. When some of the development are carrying, who can't the Lofa Canada? Look at the road to from here to Lofa. When was the bad president? Then about now you can't go president will do so in the country. This man just came to store our money and want to do something in this country. That's what he's going to do.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. I want to give our money to somebody here. Please let me talk to this person. Morning.
Huh?
Morning. This is Higa. I'm calling you from Freedom FM.
Yeah.
You've been playing the cash giveaway?
Yes, I've been playing, but only I was not lucky to win ourselves.
So check your phone. We send you $1,000. You can play. I'm on the radio. We're giving out 25,000 this morning, and the code is *799#. And then you reply with 7. Then you stand a chance to receive 25,000 this morning. But check your phone. We send you money.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, Chief. So *799 *799#. Reply with number 7. Let's speak calls as we do.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know who want to?
Tell us your name
Your
firstly.
name, please.
I'm James Weir.
Okay. James, go ahead.
This election to as a test to 2029, but he has failed already. But Wakun is let Waka die, so he will take over. But in the general election, he failed already. He has shown his own colors that he is rude, wicked, and have bad attitude. So for Kun 2029, if Boka wants to run. But if Kun has failed, we will not take him. Thank you.
Okay. All right. *799#. Okay. Reply with number 7. I want to talk to somebody here again to give out more money here. We're giving out 25,000 this morning. Right here. Pick the next call, then we. Okay, so we anticipating Councillor Gonglo.
Good morning.
Join us.
Yeah, morning.
You care to walk away from your radio?
Morning. The door right now.
Yeah, much better. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Actor. I got it from 17th Street.
Okay.
My only advice for the Liberian people is, you know, this country we're in is for every one of us.
Mm.
And like when somebody listen, and any competition, you know, you call a ball or call a girl somewhere, you listen there, you will cause trouble for the food or waste, or everybody will be hungry.
Mm.
So what I'm trying to say is that our president is old now. If you want, the war will come to the end. So my only advice is to tell the Liberian people that will just be keeping this peace until their time finished. Because they have no time in his favor.
Okay.
If you're having time in his favor, you want to act like a president.
Okay.
So anytime, you know, you will leave power and you will still be living, but have no time in your favor.
Okay.
So let's take this international call. We will get back to you.
Let me talk to this person right here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing here? Good morning to the listening audience.
We okay
My
from
name
here?
is Melinson from New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and I got in the middle of the show and started listening to other caller discussing Jeremiah Kun. Yeah, this guy is testing the water to see that he will make Samuel Kuga win. Then we feel that he has established political muscle in Nima County. That's why he's doing. That's why he's taking the Nima election to be like it is about him and Ide.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is preventing candidates that are on a ballot from campaigning to places because he will jump ahead of them and go there which election law does not require two different opposing people to be in the same place, campaigning with Samuel Kuga, campaigning for Samuel Kuga while Samuel Kuga is on the other hand, campaigning different place, preventing all real candidate in the race from campaigning. He's lying in Nima County. This guy knows nothing. His brain is so empty. Anything he doesn't know about, like, why he can talk. That guy was speaking interpreter yesterday, trying to get a political history of Nima County that he knows nothing about. The man went online that Omer Jackson or Johnny Foga was senior senator of Nima County. Johnny Foga was never senior senator of Nima County. He was not educated. He was a powerful paramount chief. So the first senior senator of Nima County was Jackson F. Doe. To balance the political power in Nima County that had the big Omer Johnny Foga to be a junior senator. He was never educated. And fast forward, 1985, he talked about 1985, two Gyopo were elected, and the elder of Nima County went and told Jose that let me one man of senator. That's lie.
Okay.
There are four political parties contested in the 1985 election. Each party got one senatorial candidate. NDPL of Samuel Doe had Kone Elokomo Sako. Liberal Action Party of Justin Edo had Senator Honorable Hillary Bombly, who swept the election and became a senior senator. Liberal Unification Party of Gabriel Kole had my own uncle, Moses Segwagwe.
Okay.
United Party of Ella Kessery had Councillor Jean Davis Tota.
All right.
There
All
were
right.
four.
The man is telling us that he know, yeah, he man is more informed. Man know history more than the vice president. But star 799 hash reply with number 7. I have sent 10 persons 1,000 each, and I want to do 25,000 draw right here. Morning. Morning.
This is the voice of CSI Nigeria from Segment Shufu.
Go ahead from Show Clinic.
Basically, there are few things interplaying. One, there is no message. Someone have been giving all the years and representatives don't have any deliverable, tangible message to tell to these people. So he's to cover people. And then that thing he's doing is just a play of the president and the vice president. That is a playbook. Just for amplifying whatever. Even Prophet Key, that's just a playbook. All of them are playing. They don't have message.
That a campaign message, the people.
Yeah. So that is a campaign message. Women will not be also on table to also. How did we get there, my brother? God. Do you? I tell you, with all due respect, no, I can reason better than this vice president.
Okay.
So just listen to the total, the outcome of what is coming from Nima. How can a vice president forget about who he is and be putting out the kind of thing?
All right.
It's a shame of that,
Okay. Let's talk to another caller. Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning. You're live on the radio. Go ahead.
My name is Mustafa M. calling from
Mustafa, morning.
yeah. Market.
Go ahead.
They're good for our brothers. When they thought that, we told them that these people are not good. Somebody that stood up the court for the Easter to not spread in Liberia and across the globe.
Huh?
Together, you go, you vote for that kind of person. We told our brothers to say they would encourage the people to be insulted.
Oh.
Okay. Because if we could not vote them, they could not be insulted.
So you see the money. Check your phone. We see money from Freedom Giveaway.
Hello?
Okay. All right. Yes. Hello. Okay. So we send these people, some of these people. Yeah. You want to talk to somebody? We're trying to see whether Councillor Congo is on. Okay. He's on right there. Let's see if we can have it. Let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. So okay. Councillor Gongo is on with us now. So let's take a break quickly. Then we'll come back. We usher in Councillor Tiawon C. Gonglo right here.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Girl, you can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche, do it for your safety. If you don't keep it, you must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man. Old man.
Stopper, people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stopper Liberia, from the center. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of.
Okay, so let's just play this one here quickly so Council can hear it and listen. Council, I'm about to tease your brain. So just listen. Council, I'm about to tease you this morning. So just follow up on this audio and tell me whether you can recognize your voice here.
Thank you, young people. Look, I am not in this election for me. I am in this election for all of you. For 14 years, I've been fighting to be able to advocate on your behalf. This country is too rich for our people to be so poor and suffering. So I want to work for you. But when I hear the people discussing with me, I'm going to frustrate them. They say they standing around place for women to carry mama. And a woman, why are they sending a woman? So, when you hear God say that all woman, so that lady like a woman can go there. It's a shame. But let me tell you, this can be here. The way the vice president now making it, I hear myself running. He making it, I hear myself running. He needed people job. What vice president? You move from Oregon. He inside the vice presidential motion king. So my people like Jeremiah and myself running, and we will beat him.
Okay, all right. We can stop it right there. Council, let me say good morning to you this morning and welcome to the Freedom Morning Ras.
Good morning. I think this is my first time on Freedom.
Okay, it's nice that we're having you here for the first time, and we hope that it begins a new journey where we will consistently engage and interact with the people.
Oh, I like to always talk. There's no way you can transform society by being silent. You always have to give your view. And I think you hear me. I write, I talk. And so, yes, I'm prepared to engage all of the time.
And thanks for accepting our invite here this morning. It was not a difficult one. It was just a call place and then accepted on less than 5 minutes. And I must appreciate you for that.
Yes, I will always speak. The man I admire, you see the picture behind me? Mandela. So
I know that.
He transformed South Africa by speaking out for the people at great risk to his life. But he kept on speaking. So yes, that's what I do. Every day I've been doing it for a long time in my life. There's no way we can enlighten society. There's no way we can bring change without giving our views. Because sometimes the bad things that happen in society happen because people are ignorant. They don't know better.
Okay. Because when was the last time you went in Nimba? Are you in Nimba or outside of Nimba?
I'm in my law office in Monrovia on Ashman Street, but I was in Nimba over the weekend. I
Okay.
appeared over Radio Nimba in Sanikole. I appeared over Radio Kekemba in Ganta. I went to Compline, but it was late. I think another group of people on the radio. Yeah, I didn't have the time, but I'm on my way back to Nimba today.
Okay. So looking at the political landscape in Nimba, we are going to by-elections on Tuesday. The president of the republic have already declared Tuesday as national holiday. They're only in Nimba County. But on the flip side of that, candidates have been campaigning different campaign messages. Your own sister, the last audio I play here just before we can take you on, she spoke as well, making like Nimbayans to understand that the election now is between she and the vice president. How do you consider the several political messages that have been made in the county? We can start off from that, then maybe go on to other national political issues.
I'm troubled by the tribal sentiment that have been expressed and trying to make our democracy to be based on tribal affiliation. That, in my view, is terrible, because when tribal divides come in a country, it can be devastating. We saw what happened in Rwanda with the Hutus and Tutsis. I've been to Rwanda twice. One of the things in Rwanda today, when you ask people in Rwanda, are you a Hutu? I rode in 5 different taxis in Kigali. They said, no, I'm a Rwandi. Are you a Hutu? No, I'm a Rwandi. Because when people see themselves through their tribal differences, it makes it difficult for a country to reconcile, to unite, and progress. We should be looking at people's track records. We should be looking at their plans and their capacity to deliver on their plans. That's what election is about. Election is like seeking a job. When you apply for a job, the next thing is job interview. Going around campaigning to the people to give you their job is facing interview, telling them what you will do. And then they ask you question. Have you done this before? Why should we believe you? You go and explain. It shouldn't be about what you are not responsible for, because God has sent us into this world and put us in different tribes. So we should be judged on the basis of the content of our character, our track record, not on where we were born and what language we speak. It is just so wrong, and that I'm really disappointed in the vice president who said, "Don't vote for any minor man. Vote for a minor person now would be a wasted vote. It is time for a Gio person." That type of campaigning is not good. You know, without talking about the characters of the people. It's not good for the reason I stated, but more than that, it is based on deception. Because at the time that the current vice president ran for the Senate, there was a Gio person sitting as Senator, Prince Johnson. Why did he decide to run? He should have said, "Oh, it is time for the Mana people. There's a Gio senator, so I'm not running." But as a Gio person, he ran. So I said this argument he's making is deceptive. He is not the best person to make that argument. Because before he went there, Groupie and Prince Johnson, Senator Thomas Groupie and Prince Johnson both were Gio, and he contested as another Gio president and replaced that Gio president. Then he and Prince Johnson, both of them were Gio as senators. He didn't have any problem with that. Why is he making that issue now? I don't think that's the best way. Because
but do you think is important and necessary for a sitting vice president of the entire country, not restricted to a particular county, but a vice president that should be working across the entire country? Do you think it is important for him to restrict himself to preaching divisive politics, and as you listening to it?
Divisive politics in any part of the country is not correct. No one should be preaching divisive politics, even if you're not in government. You journalists, preachers, advocates, no one should be preaching divisive politics because it does not unite a country. Look, it would take us more than 50 years to reconcile this country and to actually unite us. Because it takes a long time for pains to go away. The wounds created by the war, the wounds created by the coup d'etat are deep wounds. And for someone to, as some of those wounds were created based on tribal differences. So to be a leader of this country and be reminding people of their tribes and to make decisions on the basis of tribe is discriminatory, and discrimination can unite people. He's on the wrong track. He's on the wrong track as vice president. The worst is in his presence 2 days ago, Prophet Key, again pushing a tribal line, said not about my candidate, either Gonglo way, but said, look, Nimba people, do not elect Musa Belete's candidate. Because if you elect Musa Belete's candidate, that will give power to the Madingo people, and the Madingo people will come in this county and take the land belonging to Gio and Mano people. Without realizing that in Nimba you have Crown people, a whole district, you have the Basa people, B and Doru, you have the Pella people, and it now made the Madingo people to be wrongdoers, to be perpetrators of denying Mano and Gio of the land. That is a dangerous path to take. And he was sitting there. He did not condemn it. It took 24 hours. Yesterday, I condemned it on Truth FM before he reluctantly came back to say something about it, along with his candidate, Sam Koga. If you don't condemn, then you condone.
Okay. So, but do you think his decision to condemn after you have you have spoken on Truth FM, his decision to condemn, do you think it was due to public pressure, or it was out of sincerity?
It was out of fear of the political backlash. It was not out of sincerity, because it sounded so bad. After I spoke, Mark Jabate, who is an assistant minister in the government that he's a vice president of, came and congratulated me and went further and expressed how concerned he was. He said he didn't care even if he were to be dismissed, but he could not allow that kind of statement be made against his people, and he kept quiet. So that happened. And then the reaction, one man just came on, I saw a video like 10 minutes ago where the man said that according to him, yesterday, it's like our prophetic. I say, Jeremiah Kun, Samuel Koga, we and the Madingo people have lived together for decades, if not over a century. And we really, although we know our legal fathers, we really cannot say for a fact whether we do not have Madingo DNA in us. You know, nobody has done blood tests. I say Jeremiah Kun, Sam Koga or Councilor Gongo will have a Madingo DNA, because we only know our legal fathers. We don't know our natural fathers in terms of scientific test. Then someone came last night, and the video is on. I don't know whether you've seen it. He said, look, a bearded guy. He said, Jeremiah Kun, why are you going against your own root? You don't know your root. You are a Keita, you are a Madingo man. If you say it is not true, I bet you kiss the Bible or the Quran. That, what is it, when you hold bush, right? So the issues now, and coming out is getting challenging for the vice president, because if he did not say his true identity, then that's deceptive. And he became our vice president on the identity that he had, that took him to the House and to the Senate. And now he tried to be discriminatory against his own people. That's reverse discrimination, and he's being exposed by this Madingo man. We have been living together happily. We don't have problem with Madingo Manon Q, and all of that. That's not how our people left the country was, because one of the first representatives in Nimba County was called Soko Sako from Sanikole Man. In 1986, Omer Krumah from Tapada was elected. Soko Sako, Edo Soko Sako was elected in 1986 as senator. So we have not had a problem. We've even had group of men, Jim Harris from River G, then Grand Jude, who was married to Amanda Uma and was settled in Uganda, elected. You live among our people. We are happy with you. We elect you. We have Constant from Maryland elected before. And right now, Nimba County is a place where, especially Uganda and Yikepa, people are settling from all over the country. You want to tell me if you, Gonda, where you, I think you're from Nimba by the name Gonda, but if any other person decides that, if any other person decides that, look, I want to go, I like Seklepe, I want to live there and buy land and build a house in Seklepe, and they're paying taxes and paying all of the city levies and all of that, and he decides that the Seklepe is his home, if they like him, they can vote for him. There was a Nimba man who was city mayor in Fishtown. That's the kind of thing we should, we should promote. When I was campaigning, I went to Grand Bassa County. I saw a Nimba man from Zanzi as commissioner in Compound 2. So we should not, that's the thing we should promote. We should not be talking about trapper divide as a means of dodging people for public posts here.
Council, with all of what is happening in Nimba, talking about the divisive politics, the tribal politics, and whatever you call it, statements made against women representation with regards to the by-elections in the country, the president is mute on all of these issues. Do you think it is important for him to keep as quiet as he is, or there is a need for him to come up and speak on some of these those national issues?
I'm disappointed. That's a failure of leadership. Let me tell you my experience. I worked with the United Nations as an observer in South Africa in 1994. The current president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, was then a young militant orator and activist. He was representing the ANC at the negotiation table with the National Party. But at that same time, he was Secretary General of COSATU, the Congress of South African Trade Union, a young lawyer. Speaking in a town called Utenekwana, he came out, comrades, the time is coming for the smiling old man, referring to Mandela, to be seated on the throne of power and for Baldhead declared to be at the front of the unemployment line. Their statement was made around 2 o'clock. By 7 o'clock that evening, Mandela was contaminated on South African Broadcasting Corporation and saying, listen, I will not tolerate irresponsible statements from leaders of ANC. I want to build a rainbow nation. I do not want to replace the repressors, the suppressors of people in this country. I don't want to replace the oppressors. I want all South Africans to be treated equally. So by this time, the president should be making statement. I don't like what I'm hearing from Nimba. Run campaign on your plans, your platform. Do not divide this country. We are trying to unite the country. We're trying to reconcile. We just established War and Economic Crimes Court Secretariat as a way of holding people accountable and as a means of legally bringing reconciliation and unity. This is a strong policy of my government. No one in my government should ever speak like that. He should condemn me in the strongest term. I have not heard the president, I've not heard a press statement from his handlers. It is wrong. Because when you keep silent, then you support, you condone, you become a co-conspirator by your silence. And so
do you think this, just before my colleague come in, do you think this entire thing about the divisive politics or the tribal politics, whatever you call it, do you think it's a makeup of the regime? Because this is a message that is coming only from members of the regime and supporters of the regime's candidate. And the president is sitting supporting and saying nothing.
Without any statement from the president or any of his advisors who will speak to the public, I will conclude, just like you said, that this is a regime policy. But it's a bad policy. You speak about women, someone in your government says, oh, you know, the Senate is not a place to open lapa. You are insulting the women of Liberia. That kind of statement should have been condemned long time, immediately. Whether it's a lawmaker who says it or somebody from the executive, it is just so wrong. The vice president didn't condemn it. The vice president should have said, look, I'm on the campaign trail. I'm campaigning for you, but I detest this statement. We even have a woman as superintendent of Nimba County, right? We have 3 female on the Supreme Court, justices of the Supreme Court. We have had a woman president of this country. How dare you speak about women that way? How dare you? And then you supported someone to be senator or men and women and children in Nimba County? No. That is not, that is not the path that Liberia should be treading on. You know, no matter how desperate people are for position, they should not sacrifice the peace and stability of this country, because those kinds of statements tend to undermine peace and stability.
So, Councillor Gongolo, yeah, we want to say thank you again. So, we are saying that our vice president is with Koga, who is also a certain representative of Nimba County. So, we want to know from you, what's your take on a representative going as senator right now?
No, you see,
especially just a follow-up, council, especially when the government is complaining that no money, we are not able to pay health workers, we are not able to increase their salary, we are not able to pay teachers from the MCSS schools, we are not able to pay faculty members of the University of Liberia, but having a sitting representative being supported by the regime, how do you consider that?
Incidentally, I'm one of the faculty members of the University of Liberia because I teach at the law school. But let me say this.
Are you one of those who find it difficult to get your compensation?
No, the law school is trying. The law school, the graduate school is trying. Yeah. But let me say this: that we are in a financial state of emergency. With America having withdrawn aid, a lot of our support to education, health, agriculture were coming from USAID. I know it because I used to be chairman of the country coordinating mechanism for the Global Fund, and USAID used to help here and there. So we need every penny now to put on our health, education, agriculture, and road building. And we want to hold another by-election. The election of the governor's candidate will lead us to another by-election. That is not a good decision. I wrote on my page the other day, we were publishing in the newspaper, that now is the time for frugality, not opulence. It's not a time for extravagance. I even advised the president in my article that he should reduce his convoy to not more than 5 vehicles in the city here. And should stop buying expensive vehicles.
For him? Do you think it's safe for him? The president feel uncomfortable, maybe because of the security system. The president is buying ammo vehicle worth over 1.2 million for just 2 pieces.
So I live longer than you people. I saw President Tobo having 3 car convoy in this country when Pal and Moja were giving him a hard time and when they were coup d'etat all over West Africa. He came with 3 car convoy and used to leave Bensonville 5:30 in the morning because he will arrive at the executive mansion 7:30 in the morning. I know it for a fact because I was living at the Stephen Greenleaf Hall, which was the men's dormitory on the university campus. 3 car convoy at a very politically explosive period. But more than that, check it. Nowhere in Africa, I don't know anywhere in the world, where civilians have killed president or even threatened to remove president. It's always the security officers that kill the president, other soldiers, mostly soldiers, and sometimes other security officers. But not only soldiers, but the trusted soldiers that know everything about the president are the ones that usually kill president or remove the president. Then we see in Guinea, Alpha Condé was removed by the current head of state who was holding umbrella over his head everywhere, who he trusted so much, who he brought from France. I also know that Samuel Doe and Kuangpa And all of the 17 men were working at the executive mansion. They were members of the executive mansion guard battalion. And they were the trusted ones that Colonel Riley, the leader, picked and assigned to the president. And they knew all about the president. They were the ones. So to have 20 car convoy that the president had is no safety. Then he got 2 VIP cars in his convoy. The people who have intent to kill him know exactly which one he's in. And I want the security people who have the capacity to do that and to know which vehicle he's in. So it's not safety. Safety is is public trust. When you do like what this boy is doing in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, the public will protect you. Nobody will dare touch you.
You think the president of government action? You think the president and government action is only due to extravagant? They just want to live extravagant, a life of extravagant. That's what you think?
Yes, that's all. And I believe it's largely out of ignorance, because to say there's a form of security is based on ignorance, because there's no history that in this country any civilian had killed president before or even attempted to kill president. It's always security people. So the security people that you're hiding from know exactly which car you're in. There's no reason to do that. The president can go to Raleigh Town Market today. Nobody knows that the security people know his schedule. So how can his life be threatened? He should reduce that extravagance and spend the money to take care of the people of Liberia. And now his vice president too got a 14-car convoy. Nowhere in Africa has a vice president life been threatened. It's the president, because when the president is gone, vice president is gone. So why would the vice president have 2 expensive VIP vehicles in his 14-car convoy? Who cares about vice president? And this is the first time it's happening with vice president having 2 expensive vehicles in his convoy. 05, then after 1 minute, another 05. Even President Taylor that came from war, Jogole did not have a convoy. What's his name? Moses Blah did not have a convoy. President Tubman, Vice President Benny Warner had only 1 vehicle, a brown Mercedes limousine with 1 motorcyclist in front of him.
And the immediate former vice president had 3 cars in her convoy.
Yeah, I mean, the whole convoy business started with Vice President Boakai and continued with Vice President Joel. Joel Howell. So it's a new thing. Nobody has threatened the life of vice president before in this country. So it's another waste.
We want to speak on other national issues, but we got some commitment with our partners. We want to do it here to give somebody money on our program. It's a commitment to our partner. Then we come back, we speak on other. Okay, so *799#. You reply with number 7. We're coming to give somebody 25,000 right here on the program. *799, *799#. You okay? Then the options appear. You reply with number 7 for Freedom FM. Then we good. You get something here. Let's see. I'm calling. What is this? Okay. 929. Okay. So this person I'm calling you here. 1305. Okay. So this person I'm calling you here. *799#. Reply with number 7 for Freedom FM. Then you stand a chance to receive instant cash prize of 25,000 right here. Firstly, you must have 200 at least on your mobile money phone. The more you play, the better your chances are to win. Let's hope this person can pick up. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Okay, this is Hagar Gonda, and I'm here calling you from Freedom FM, Chief.
Okay.
So, have you been playing the cash giveaway here on Freedom FM?
Yeah.
For this morning, how many times did you play?
5.
You played 5 times, so you used $1,000. You say, what's your name?
Stanley Chida.
Stanley?
Stanley Chida. STNLU.
STENLU. Okay, Stanley Taylor. Taylor, right?
Chida.
CHE? GAH? DAH. CHEDAH.
Yes.
Okay, you say you played 10 times this morning and you use $1,000. Oh, okay, 5 times. Sorry, you play 5 times and you use $1,000. So you've won for yourself 25,000 this morning. Yeah, so you will receive your money shortly, and I hope you can call me to confirm, or I'll call you to so you can confirm that too. Okay. So *799# reply with number 7, then you stand a chance to receive 25,000 right here. You can be the Stanley and the others who have received money from this program right here. So Council, thank you for the patience and welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay, so going on to other national issues, we're talking about the living conditions of Liberians. You are one of those individuals who campaign and show that this government was elected. Firstly, let me ask you this general question. A sincere response is needed. Most definitely, is going to be needed from the public. Looking at the government that you campaigned and voted for. Looking at how things are running in the country, do you think this is what you campaign for? This is the reason for which you campaign for this administration?
No.
And why? What are some of those things that
the only person that gives me a good feeling is Dr. Yuri Yakwalu at EPA, because
someone
will say because I'm a running mate. But he's doing exactly what we intended to do if an LP government was going to come to power. Imagine, he's the only one right now in the country I know of who is using the car that his predecessor was using, Winston Tappen, or pickup. He had bought a brand new vehicle for his deputy. He had bought 2 buses for the workers of EPA. He had moved to a new building, and the workers are so motivated, they are happy with him. He's not putting himself above Liberia's interest. This is what Traore is doing. So I call him all the time. I say, the day you move from that track, I'll be the first to attack you. But rule of law, this government started with theft, because before the president took his oath of office, we were told and not denied that his team, the transitional team, took $500,000, requested for $500,000 from NASCOP, and NASCOP gave it. When you are not taking oath of office, he had no legal authority to spend that money. The proper legal thing to have done was to have asked the outgoing president, I need $500,000 to do this, to buy a vehicle, to take care of things. And I have no doubt that President Weah will have authorized that money and will have been properly, will have been legal. But he had no authority. So legally, that money should be put back into our coffers. That is exactly, it's close to what one of the reasons EJ Rowe was removed. He went to London, got loan, and he said he spent some of the money to buy goods for Liberia. And when under the law, every money government gets has to be budgeted before it's spent. So the rule of law started failing right from the beginning of the government. And so I've been disappointed. Oh no, I mean, that our lawyer for CDC, when you put in opposition, even before I went. So I have a good relationship with CDC during the campaign where I was holding my broom. So I had but legally, I mean, on the human side, if Gonda, you slapped me this morning, but Abraham Gosling Williams stabbed me yesterday, even though yesterday's slap was heavier than today, that you will be virtual because you only slapped that morning. So that the logic, United Party, I resigned from United Party government. They were not the best. But I felt like, okay, maybe they are reflected, they will come back as the new United Party will do better. But right now, the CDC government is sitting on neck. I have made a comment. I don't like to be inconsistent. I've made a statement consistently all over the country, including Southtown, that the Weah government has taken us to ICU. What sense will I have made if I told people your vote for Weah, who I say are taking to ICU? So I went back to the old, based on, I said, maybe they will change. That slap yesterday and slap today are not the same. The pains are different. So that was one. But I'm not happy with what is happening in many, many ways. Look at what is that kind of money that is being spent in Nimba. How can someone say it's not coming from the government? You know, the same way money was being spent in the past, and the party was highly critical. In fact, Jeremiah Kun in Nimba, y'all take the money, that our money, y'all either so right now in the street or Ganta the post say y'all go for our own the money, that our money. So it's the same business as usual that the president said will not happen. You see,
So
can undermine public trust.
So, Council, having said that, on a sincere note, I want you to give us your sincere opinion. Comparing the first maybe 13 to 14 or 16 months, if you may, of the CDC regime, compare it with the Unity Party current regime. Let's compare the two in the first year. Let's say that in the first year, who you think is making more, or who you think made more or impact than the other?
Gonda, I'm not going to that field because it's risky. I'm an economist. I'm also a lawyer. I've not concentrated on doing that research. So I would be unfair to my conscience because I have not done that research comparison. So I'm not going to make I don't want to make a vague statement. The statement I made
judging from the living condition of Liberians. Let's judge from the living condition of Liberians. You saw what it was before, what it is now.
Okay. Speaking sincerely, you remember in 2019 was when Darius Dillon won? Because 2018, the government has stayed in power the whole year. The next year, the masses, based on expectation, were unhappy with the CDC government. So when Darius, who had not even had 2% or 3% in the past senatorial race that he had participated in, came in, everyone expressed their anger with the ruling CDC, including seditionists who are right around me here. Everybody went voting for Darius. Darius did not even do a lot of campaign. The motorcyclists were taking money and bringing it to. So the reaction of the public in terms of after 1 year, CDC, Unity Party, virtually the same to me.
So no change since you campaign for this leadership. No change from what it was like to what it is now.
I don't see much of a change, especially the thing that the government talk about rule of law.
So that's where my next question. That's where my next question was about to come in. Right. Let's compare these. So let's compare these two people based on the sectors of government. One, let's look at the rule of law aspect. You see currently under this regime, we are having 2 speakers at the House of Representatives. This is the first in the history, and I'm sure you are aware of that, the first in the history of our country. Let's look at the issue of rule of law. Police brutality. Citizens were killed in King George, Grand Cape County. Citizens were shot at protest grounds here in Monrovia. Students were beaten. Motorcyclists are being prevented. You serve as counselor for them. You serve as lawyer for them. They were being prevented from entering, or they have been prevented from entering Monrovia. Let's look at the rule of law under the CDC and, of course, the Unity Party.
But both of them performed dismally because under both regimes, I've had chance because everybody comes here for representation. So, and in terms of political will to really strengthen the rule of law, it wasn't there. Even fighting corruption was weak on both sides. The asset team didn't go anywhere, and all of those things. So the change that Liberian people expect has not come. It has not come. Everybody's paying lip service. President we say, you say that famous church service at Winkle's Church, Dominion. As the Winkle said, the bishop said, the ship of state is not sailing well. You need to remove some people from government to help your government. And he said, y'all keep saying I should remove, beat it, driver, beat it. And by that, then nobody should worry, blah, blah, blah. That, right now, people are calling for a change in government order. President Bouaka, even somebody put a speaker about it, you say, they speculate. No, nothing is happening. So people are getting disappointed the same way. When you build a government based on not necessarily professional competence, but a lot based on tribe and
So we facing some challenge with the internet. So we yes, but while we wait for council, you can just continue to play your
statistics and
cards.
sometimes it
We'll
makes
do
it
another.
difficult for you to act. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, council, later on, maybe another 2, 3, 4 minutes, we are going to open a line so we speak to the callers so you can hear from Liberians as well with regards to. But, council, let's talk about this issue involving members of the legislature, especially the House of Representatives. Two speakers
So,
currently at the House of Representatives.
right.
Yeah.
So on this issue, you are right.
Mhm.
Is on, I think it's unprecedented. I would say, because in 1871, when the lawmakers close to the post president ran away, I don't think there was another speaker. We have not had a situation where we have had two speakers. So yes, this is one negative that this government has that CDC didn't have, and that one is not competitive. One good thing that CDC had over this government, I've said it before, is the fact that President George Weah, put his weight behind the anti-speech laws, the repeal of the anti-speech laws that is called Kamara law, and was one of the first things that happened in 2018, which was good because it created a space for democratic expressions. Freedom of speech, freedom of the print and all of that. The press, freedom of the press. So, as someone, I drafted that law in 2009 when I was still Solicitor General. It never got passed until 2018. So he did well there. That one, he carries the credit in terms of accepting freedom of speech. And because when you change law, it's better than just changing policy, because then law is there for all other governments that will come. This thing about the two speakers is so bad. And again, is another failure of leadership, because I think the president should have solved this thing long time ago. Again, it's governance not by rule of law, because the Supreme Court said return to status quo ante. And the same Supreme Court has said before, this return to status quo ante in Asa Yinamo case. 13 senators suspended, and they say, the law said removal, we need 20 senators, 2/3. Since we don't have with 13, let's suspend him. And the Supreme Court came and said, if you don't have power to remove, you don't have power to suspend, because suspension is limited removal. So that opinion is already there. And the Supreme Court said, return to status quo ante, which means go back under the gavel of Speaker Kofa. And that is why the pillar information is about right now. I don't want to go further without being contemptuous, because I cannot preempt what the court will say. But I'm just saying that the courts are there with that kind of issue before in the Senate. Now it's in the House. You see, we don't need it, because all of that is affecting how the international community is grading Liberia. When there's no rule of law, nobody wants to come and invest. You see, people are watching. Nobody wants to even come as tourists, because they don't know whether they will be safe in the country, their safety will be protected. So it's a serious, serious issue that should seize the attention of the president and everybody in government, because it gives a failing grade to the government. Because when rule of law fails, everything fails.
So if you are to be given the opportunity now to say you are the head of state for maybe a day or two, and you have maybe this challenge at the House of Representatives, what could be your engagement with them?
I will have stayed in Italy and solved that problem even before coming here. Because
how you think that was possible, or that is possible?
Let me tell you, Mandela, I watched him in South Africa. In the Zulu land, the ANC and Nkatha Freedom Fighter members, all Zulu, were killing each other. Mandela went there, not even as president, just as head of ANC. and said to King Gowon Zwelithini, he said, I know your uncle Buthelezi. Buthelezi is your uncle, and he's the head of IFP. I promise you that when ANC takes power, there will be a budget for the king of the Zulu people. Your guards, all these people will be put on stipend. You will have vehicles, you will have everything, and you will open and close the parliament of KwaZulu Natal. In politics, there's horse trading in the evening, in the night. People have that what they call politics interest. You ask the NSA to give you the key actors on both sides, and you as president talk to them on the telephone. They will commit to you, and they will solve the problem. And they will say, you know what I mean? In the end, after you have made some horse trading with them, you say, you know what I mean? Gentlemen, let's let Kofa go now because the president talk to me. The president talk to me and everything. This separation of power does not mean that you can just let things happen by themselves. You can be Pontius Pilate. You are the head of state. You coordinate the entire government without interfering. There's nothing like speaking to each member. There's nothing wrong with speaking to these members. You see it happening at the United States all the time. Congressmen go to the White House and they talk. Nobody knows what they're saying. In the end, the problem will be solved. A president can never talk about neutrality. That you're sitting by yourself. And
Council, with what you've said, some could think, especially judging from the executive's decision to work with a particular group, even when the code mandate was not respected. Some are thinking and believe that the regime, this action is the regime-sponsored action.
I think they are logically they are right to say so, because it's happening under this regime. When history is written, it'll say under whose regime was there a standoff in the House of Representatives for a protracted period of time. Historians will say it was under the regime of President Joseph Boakai. That's the only name that history will remember. Nobody else. So the president takes the blame for it.
Council, let's speak to Liberians listening to you and I here on the program this morning. Promises as well here. 0776.
You jump into all Liberian issue. Me, my emphasis is on NIMBA. I just want to say this last point on NIMBA. Like I said earlier, position should be based on people's track record in dealing with people and resources. We should not, NIMBA country, all over this country, we should not be looking at what tribe, what section, what society or fraternity somebody belongs to, what church somebody belongs to. We should look at what that individual has done to affect people's lives positively. If we keep thinking about tribe and the size of tribe and all of that, then we may not have good leaders. You see Tijan Kaba in Sierra Leone, there's no Mandingo district I know about in Sierra Leone. Our Mandingo man, Tijan Kaba. But he became president of Sierra Leone. Like I'll give an example of Jim Harris from Ganta, or the city mayor that was in Fishtown from Nimba, or even Mr. Johnson, who was commissioner in Grand Bazagan District 2. I like those things because it makes decision making to be beyond natural. The natural thing is our color, the place we were born, the family we were born. We're not responsible for that, but we are responsible for our conduct, and people should be judged on the basis of their conduct. So this democracy must not be tribal, regional, sexist, and all of that. So we should have judgment on the basis of what people do. Like Martin Luther King said, judge me not on the basis of my color, but the content of my character. That's what I want to say about me.
So let's speak to Liberians now, following us here on 0776 104 104 086 500 104. The WhatsApp number is +231 886 500 104. And you can play your cash giveaway *799#. Reply with number 7, and then maybe before the close of the show, we can do additional draw right here. Let's talk to callers right now.
Good morning.
All right, this is Usman Kaba calling from Cinema.
Okay.
Almost
Just walk away from your monitor, okay? Please walk away from your monitor.
No problem.
Go ahead.
And I must applaud my leader in person of Santiago Gongo for his lot of things. Hey, he have on the radio this morning. For me, I've learned that from the politics currently there where we form Nimba County and the politics is being Nimba like they have never constructed a democracy election in Nimba. So I want to add on the voice of Santiago Gongo and to say to many Liberians, vote wisely and let's promote peace and stability in our country. Thank you.
Okay, 0776104104 plus 231-886-500-104 are the numbers you can call us on here. Let's talk to another person. Morning.
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 Good morning.
My name is Mohammed Pastor calling from Rainer.
Why?
Yeah, I didn't know the council thinking about education of we don't choose other countries. But you know, it's still to the point. For me, the travel politics are going on in my if they give us some other things here. But I was happy in the country before. Yeah. We don't mind because of 1 or 2 parties in Germany. Then the country will go back to the whole country. How we used to go, we will see go there, the person on that, you, council, you, go so where money, who want to start it from. You want to have to happy in the country. So by the travel policy there, you push a measure to the people. What you do? What are you, the battle no, the joke no, you want to, don't forget all that thing, you go to the nation and how to super country to what. Let's put our country on that, independent day for the international community to be on people that are ready who can't 40 years from me. We still want to go back to that, pushing the travel politics is no. The pushing the politics straight to the point, who will win and win. Nobody should be pushing travel politics. So we won't go back to that day, we will to check when the ticket, you know, we're taking chicken by more offer.
Thank you.
Go back to that day, please.
Okay. 0776104104 plus 231-886-500-104. Councillor Tawan C. Gongro is our guest right here this morning.
Please walk away from your monitor.
Call that person off. They'll replace him with somebody. Morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, the something real come true. Because what happened, there's no such thing as a key president. Only social then can do the thing I want to do. So we tell the Bible, thank you for educating most of us.
Okay.
I feel will be okay. For all grace.
Okay.
We're learning small. Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm just looking at
Mm-hmm.
I let the probably council. But the government has said to the Latin. If that statement that was given me in the country, it was in like Jeremiah Kunda. He can tell me less than 1 day for you arrested for crime. The next day you were free, telling in my country. Making reckless statement. And half of you vote in the country and they deny for purpose. So why the people not reach that they will give for somebody in the country? So you solve the problem now? No crown on again. So the people will be fair to the people. They want to get a country somewhere that people will not know where the country will be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to another person. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm seeing about Sagama and I'm calling from Cinco this morning.
Go ahead from Cinco.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Council. All the is very, very worrisome. Because the fact of the matter is that there's tribal division that currently is being created by the ruling establishment, especially the vice president of the Republic of Nigeria. I listened to a recording. The vice president said he told even went to the house. He said, no, but they are going to give a man of people. They will give him money now, so they start, then he kill people. And they still doing it. He told the president to kill people. That's a key. Yes, that's a new in short of path.
Okay.
Because the future of our country is the vice president. Pray to be pushing the justice politics. The city of Konga. Konga said, woman of the senator of the United States because of Konga Dao Kansa, she will never go take the Konga Dao. Look at the thing. What are we heading? We need to pray for our country. Our country is going to, it's a dream. Let's pray for our country. Thank you.
Thank you for your participation. Let's talk to another person. Morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, we are listening.
Go
to
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
And the council, let me say good morning to the council also. Like the council was just saying, if Basel has, we had a representative or electoral district that was a human, go around that way. So, in all of countries, we don't want to for this country of your whole human relationship, your track record. And like council just talks about what Johnson was leaving my father, Bernard Johnson is working with the representative in your office. He's a man of man. He's working there. I always say name is Amo Johnson. I know him very well. So where all the individuals come from with the travel politics, want to be travel because it pushes sentimental issues.
Let's talk to two more persons. Then we part ways with our Senator Gonglo. Councillor Gonglo this morning. Imagine.
Walk away from your monitor, please.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, much better. Okay, this is the Belfast Mover and of course I think
Okay.
let me say good morning to the councillor in studio. The councillor Gongo, you actually mean my name. You are indeed a lair and central councillor, honestly. Now to the issue. It's unfortunate to have someone who is at the helm of power in this country preaching the divisive tactics with Nima situation. The vice president is not doing well. But let me be fast to say this. When you don't have the capable being available, the available automatically will become the capable one to make decisions. And that's exactly what happened in our country. How can the vice president, who has the influence and affluence to enhance campaign in Nima at his will and pleasure, to all of those opportunities and get personally involved with campaigning? Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. That's a fun one, right? But then, why should you go beyond and instigating issues that will divide Nima? Because the Nima is being divided, it's also not good for the country. So I want to condemn the position of the vice president. It's not good, it's not healthy, especially at his level. Secondly, let me say thank you to the councillor. Two different questions were posed to you, and I like how you responded to those questions. This is where we come into deception. Honestly, your response about creating the two regime over 1 year, you have been very fair and to the point. Because we had a government that was elected, 2017, 2018 came to power, 2019, I think 2020, you had an election. In the court of public opinion, the people of Montserrat made decisions. They knew there were issues, just as we are experiencing issues.
Okay, let's
On
talk.
the overall, to conclude quickly, I want to say thank you to the councillor. You spoke so well, and let God bless you. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you. Let's talk to this caller from the States. Good morning, Joseph Colley.
Yeah, good morning to our Liberian people and Gonga and to the sister and to our big man, Councillor Gonglo. Hey, thank you, Councillor. We love you and God bless you. Because we need to speak, we need to speak when things are unfolding. We don't be silent. Silent means concern. I'm very happy for some of you to be speaking out so that the Liberian people will know. Our children to learn that we're not supposed to be pushing the kind of divisive policy among one another. We are all Liberian. Liberia is for every one of us. For you to be telling somebody like, or we don't need LAPA or all the, talk about the issues. What affecting the Liberian people? What have you done? What a difference you can make for the future of the nation or for our children. Man, not going over there, the volume, painting, but it came from the up. The president himself started it from the beginning of the election when he spoke about that thing in Lofa. I'm from Lofa. I don't condone the idea of some of the things that you guys are doing. When Yaka was there costing, the leader, we shouldn't be condoning no kind of idea. In his person, he was there. He didn't say anything. But yeah, Oscar told us when school is so insulting, he felt, denigrated by that. How can you be selfish like that? It's only about you, not about the nation. My people, man, we gotta be real with one another. Liberia is so small. We are all connected. We got to love one another. This will not help us because I want a position, so I go against John Brown just to get there. And when I get there, I don't have the interest of the people. It's only me, myself, and I.
Okay.
But Bungalow, I thank you, man. God bless you.
Okay, that does it for the call in segment right here. So, Council, you listen to the callers, but just quickly, as part of maybe the questions you will be responding to later, Council, this divisive message that is continuously being preached by the regime. There are candidates in the race putting up their platforms and telling, some are talking about youth and women empowerment and other issues, but the regime is so restricted to just preaching the message of you are from the Mandingo side, you are a woman, you're not supposed to be given the power. So the divisive politics being preached by the regime. What do you see it appear like? It said that the regime is apparently afraid of people like Edith and Mark Bliwo or Musa Belete, or the regime. The candidates got no message. They've lost contact with the people. That's why they are trying to preach division as a means for vote.
You answer the question. It is out of fear. It is out of fear. But it's really terrible, and what they are doing now could have an effect many years to come. And that's why some of us are condemning and telling the Liberian people, don't follow them. They are creating fear. Politics of fear comes through tribal discrimination. Is not good. It destroyed Rwanda. It play a part in this conflict. They are Mandingos. They are Crown people. They are Manu Giopo out of this country who have said in America or other place, I will never go to Liberia. But it will make this place attractive, and de-tribalize it and be dealing with people in a humane way. They will change their mind. They have told their children, don't ever think about Liberia. That type of fear is strengthened by this kind of statement that are coming out of the election. It's not good for our country. And we have people who love their country, but they are afraid to come. This kind of statement coming out of supported by Jeremiah Kuhn and Koga scares the group of Mandingo that are doing so well in Philadelphia, doing business and all that. So, they start talking that thing, everybody are not going there. There are some Liberians who have green cards. They say, I will not get citizenship. I still want to go to Liberia. This kind of thing reinforces that fear. It's not good for us. There are some women, Nima women, look, since 2012, only they've been going for this, 2011, only she be going for this senatorial race. The Nima women admit they are so educated, are afraid to get in the race because they don't want to be attacked in the same manner and that it is being attacked like insult. When you tell a woman, you're going to open your lap, you know the implication of that. That's insulting. Many people can't take it. They will tell their wife, don't get in the race. I don't want people to talk things like that. We in the LPP, we carry Esther Batois from District 4. She didn't win because of that type of thing about, no woman going out, sit down here. The late John Batois was a very responsible woman who has a farm and everything in her district. They did that.
Council, we're facing some. Sorry. The internet is here.
They didn't elect us. So this thing, and then the other thing, I'm telling the people at Nimba everywhere who are listening to me, let us not promote this. One of the things that Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn said, I think it was in Bunania, one of the places, if you don't elect Samuel Koga, then 2029 will not be good for me. How do you know that Parker will not run 2029? Why you want to start the same thing that created problem in this country? You know, Kuampa and Joe were very good friends. And supposed to pushing, and in fact, and Kuampa started developing because of all the public statements, the statement that were written in the Africa Now and other magazines that the most astute member of the PRC is Kuampa. Gradually, friction came in between them. For him, as a certain vice president, never heard any vice president say that in any part of the world to be talking about your ambition. Even though Kamala Harris had ambition, it was not until Biden presented for. You cannot be vice president and be developing presidential ambition. It brings friction. It's not good, and we have gone through it in Liberia before.
So just finally before
President Joe death was controversial. People felt that there was friction between him and President Taylor, and in the process, supposedly he was killed. But he died under mysterious circumstances. We don't want friction between any vice president of NIMA and a sitting president. We have gone through that before, my people.
Council, just quickly, Council, why do you think the NIMBA is always on the high alert when it comes to the issue of preaching divisive politics? NIMBA is always talking about Gio, Mano, Mandingo. Why do you think always NIMBA?
It is not good. Some people do it, but that's not how people behave. Look, at the breath of NIMBA country, the crime chief, Nyoto paramount chief, crime man, Omed Berry from Briandoru, Omed Soko, who was a medic of the Frontier Force. All these people, they watch on Mongo, Twazama, they didn't look at tribe. They say Nimba. Nimba is named after the mountain, Nimbaton, which means a mountain or a hill that young women sleep on. So it's even contradictory that we're talking about Nimba country position and we are going against the only woman in the race. It contradicts the history of Nimba country. Right. So it's just wrong. It's just wrong. That type of thing used to be in Grand Jide a little bit of Grebo and crime. That's why Grebo G was created. But Nimba has 6 tribes and some of those tribes are small. Are you telling me we have a very good, person, a pellet man from Nimba Kande who wants to be president? Nimba people should not vote for him, should not support him, even though he's exceptionally good and maybe the best candidate in Liberia, but because he's a pellet man, the Guiana Manopo should not support him. That is wrong. You can't kill people's ambition. We and the other people, the crime people, the Madingo, all of that.
Council, we are out of time.
Yeah, but
all right, Council,
to detest tribal politics, to detest politics based on sex and say, oh, no woman should go here. It is wrong. We should condemn it today. Even in private conversation, we should condemn it. Thank you.
You're calling on the people of NIMBA to detest tribal politics and vote for who?
Either Gongo Wayne.
Okay, Council, thank you.
To pass it there, to be a good leader, a good superintendent, and that's why former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf endorsed her yesterday. The city woman did very well under my administration.
Okay, Council, thanks for picking our invite this morning, accepting our invite, and sharing breakfast with us this morning.
You are always welcome.
Okay,
thank you.
Council, I want to say Gongo is yes, a legal practitioner here, renowned legal practitioner that you listen to him. So folks, promise we're going for another weekend.
So this whole weekend is all about NIMA.
And I'm going NIMA. Maybe I Council, so you and Rod together. Yeah.
So this whole weekend is all about NIMA. So now it's with the NIMBA residents, the Nimbadians, to make a correct, straightforward, a decision that your kids will be proud of. Because how we, our elders lead, that is what we come in and follow. So if today we choose to make a decision that will continue to bring us down, a decision that will not be good for the county, it will affect our children. So I'm saying unto every one of us that are one way or the other, connected to NIMBA, let NIMBA vote wisely.
So just okay. Today is the last week. Okay, let's see. So I want you to endorse or candidate in the elections. Endorse or candidate, not because you woman, so you go for the woman. But after looking at all of these things that we look at, tell us if you are given a voting right in NIMBA.
I will definitely vote Edith Gongolo. It's not because she's a woman, right? It's not because she's a woman. So I don't want you to get that. But if you just look back at her track records, you will know that she served the people of NIMBA with so much passion.
Okay, that's why she said that. Let me say, if you want to know who, then we'll say the fight is. I don't even get voting right in NIMBA. So that's a good thing. So until we back here is on next Friday, Promise and I, but Abu and I will begin a brand new week. Hopefully, that is if I'm able to return from NIMBA on Sunday. Yes, if I can, trust me, Abu will be here and I'm going to stay there up to the election. But I'm not there. But whatever the case is, I'm out of here. We are out of here until we are back here.